Welcome to Walking with Jesus Bible Study. We're going to be in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verses 25 and 26. So 25. The graven images of their gods shall be burned with fire. Thou shalt not desire the silver or gold that is on them, nor take it unto thee, lest thou be snared therein. For it is an abomination to the Lord thy God. Neither shalt thou bring an abomination into thy house, lest thou be a cursed thing like it. But thou shalt utterly detest it, and thou shalt utterly abhor it, for it is a cursed thing. And I'm going to repeat that. The graven images of their gods shall ye burn with fire. Thou shalt not desire the silver or gold that is on them, nor take it unto thee, lest thou be snared therein, for it is an abomination of the Lord thy God. Neither shalt thou bring an abomination into thy house, lest thou be a cursed thing like it. But thou shalt utterly detest it, and thou shalt utterly abhor it, for it is a cursed thing. God himself has spoken many times to his people that he is a jealous God, and that there is only one God. And as his people, we should know better, and we are smart enough to know not to even to entertain the so-called gods, little g, of this world. We should not even address them as gods with a little g. For there is no God but God. They are false, meaning not a God. We also know that they are demons, wanting to be something more than what they are. So we don't even need to address them by their so-called demon names. Just address them for what they are. Demons, devils. Don't give them the satisfaction of a title, but instead focus on giving the satisfying God, the one and only, by not paying any attention to such things, nor have such things in your homes or anywhere around you. Do not make such things like yourself, money, family members like your mom or your child, or your special talents or gifts that God has blessed you with, your cars, your house. Do not make them gods. For there is not just the demons and the fallen angels who wanted to be a god, and has somewhat tried to turn themselves into gods, to the unintelligent people of this world who is falling for their lies and is falling for their so-called magic tricks, to a people have over generations have believed and called them, oh, this is the sun god, and he can do this, and this is the fertility god. Who can do that? It's evil, it's witchcraft, it's an abomination. It holds no real power. The only power that they have was the power that God had given them. See, when God gives gifts, he doesn't take it back. And many of the angels was blessed with many gifts. And when he cast them out, he did not take away their gifts. So you will see a lot of people have turned and made certain ones of these fallen angels like Zeus and all the Greek gods and all that stuff, where they believe that people, these human beings who have possessed these powers and these gifts and these abilities, as a god that can do this and that, when it simply is nothing but demons, fallen angels, the Nephilims, who had mixed breed humans with angels, making them superhumans with super abilities to do this, but they are by no means no god. It's all demonic, it's all devilish, it's all magic tricks and no real power. The only real power that is held is through the power of God, the one who gave them powers. In fact, these things, these so-called beings, these demons, these creatures, can do nothing. And if God gives them the power and the authority to do so. But what a lot of people don't realize is that there is other false gods that people themselves has created by placing it first, by worshiping him. There's many parents right now that place their kid above any and everything, including God. And then they have turned that kid into their own form of God. And it is abomination. In fact, Jesus himself has spoken these very words to the people, saying, if you do not hate your mother, if you do not hate your father, if you do not hate your kids for my sake, then I can't remember the rest of the part, but it just says you got to hate them. And it doesn't mean go around hating them, saying because you're supposed to love everybody. It means you're not supposed to place these people above God. See, many people, many Christians will denounce their faith because they choose their family over God. And that's what he's meaning by that. Those who will place their family above God. They would choose their family above God. What's a shame is that most of the Muslim faith people, not only do they make it such a family tradition thing to be Muslim, but they will kill, they'll rape, they'll beat, they'll torture, they'll throw acid on their own daughter, on their own son, who has betrayed them in their faith and choose Christ over their religion and over their family. We got many Christians that, who have atheist families or whatever, and when they become Christian, the family throws them out or don't want nothing to do with them, or maybe they may be Jewish and don't believe in Jesus Christ. And so when they say, no, I'm going with Jesus Christ because I'm a Christ follower and not a religion follower, they lose their family members. And with the threat of losing these family members, these people would then choose not to continue to follow in their faith and to follow Christ, all for the sake of the family, because they don't want to lose their family. And if you happen to choose your family over God, you can't make it into the gates of heaven. There's many Christians that claim that they're Christians and stuff, but when they're out in public, when they're out in the world, say they're, with their co-workers and they go out to a dinner or out to the bar, to the club, and the moment they're around certain people, they will not admit that they're Christian. They won't admit that they know God. They try to keep it a secret. And the scriptures say that if you're ashamed of me, I will be ashamed of you. And so they think that they're going to make it into heaven because at home they're doing this and they do all this and that, but when they're out in public, they do not show the love of God. They'll keep them secret. In fact, that is the one, when you're here, read the parable of the talents, where he takes that coin and he hides it in the ground. Those are the people who are ashamed and they hide away what God has given them, and they're hiding what God has given to them. And he says he would throw it out. That person would be cast out. They would not be welcome. There's many people that collect a lot of things, a lot of collectibles, and they'll hold that collection and they'll worship it. They may not be bowing down and saying, oh, I love this, but they place it above a lot of things, and then therefore making it a god. And a lot of people don't realize that, you're making it a god. And that's just not correct.